was like, I'm not driving up to the Met Gala right now. Like, what? That experience was big for me. We did Solange for that. I mean, within 2 months, I was flying to LA doing video, Travis Scott.
But this didn't happen overnight. Like many Jamaicans who migrated to the United States, Sashon started out babysitting.
I will never stop until I get to where I need to go to. That's the hustle. And any little thing to me, you do, I don't care. You know, New York is not a place that you are going to be like, oh, it's not Jamaica. New York, it doesn't allow you to feel like, okay, I'm not do that. You have to do what you have to do to get to where you need to go, and it makes your story even more stronger.
So how did this break happen?
I got the break through visiting the first time with Tanisha, and she had a music video, and she brought me on set with her and the stylist Kylo, love you dearly. I just started helping, you know, anything was so stitch. And she's like, oh, you're so cool, I like that. And us girls have to help out each other. And I was like, yes. And she's like, if you ever come back to New York, you know, I just fired my assistant. Let's do something together. And I came back to Jamaica, chilling one day, check Facebook, and it's like, let's see, this thing come up and it says, Think video drop, behind the scene, watched it, and I'm like, oh, so cool. And then when I looked at the credits, it was saying the director, the producer, and the whole, you know, team. And then it mentioned stylist Kylo and assistant stylist Sashon Burton. I was like, what? You know, I was like, oh my God. It blew my mind. I was like, wow. Things that I imagine, like, you know, it's just like actually happening. Like, that's my name right there on MTV. Like, what? It stuck with me, and I was like, you know what? Maybe I do need to go back to New York. And I played around with the idea for a little while, and I was full-time with Kitty at that time. And I said it to Kitty, and she was like, what, you're gonna leave me? You're my girl, you're my... And I'm like, but you know? And then she was like, you know what? You're so talented, you're so inspirational. Go on and see what can happen. And then I took the leaf and I went, and I mean, within 2 months, I was flying to LA doing video, Travis Scott, Quavo, Young Thug, next day, Tinashe. It was just so good, while still being a babysitter.
Her biggest experience to date is assisting with American singer Solange Knowles for the Met Gala.
I was like, I'm not driving up to the Met Gala right now. Like, what? That experience was big for me. Like, oh my God, the Met Gala. We used to sit in Jamaica and stroll up on the phone and be like, you know? Heavenly Bodies. We did Solange for that. She's just so dope. She rented like a stretch Hummer limousine, and we all jumped in there, drove there, and I was like, I'm not driving up to the Met Gala right now. Like, what? We had a big party after, because she loved her outfit. It was the black dress, she called it the cockroach, and she had on the do-rag with the hair braided. The back of the do-rag said, my God, where's a do-rag? You know, so she did it for the black culture. Yeah, it was so, like, I get goosebumps talking about it. It was so good. You know, in Solange's song, there's a line, the new album, When I Get Home, and she said, I saw things I imagined, and that was definitely me. Things that was in my head. A little ghetto girl from Kingston Garden is like, all of that, what I saw in my head and thought was impossible. And, you know, even working here in the industry, in Jamaica, being a part of Scorpio 21 and working with Kitty, there was still a lot of classism, still a lot of what she do your song, whatever, but it was still bigger in my head. I never cared that people felt that way. And I went and I pushed forward, and like, you know, I don't know how people receive what I've done, but it's way bigger than, you know, they may look at it. Trust me, when you're there and you see that there is not only 10 top stylists, like in Jamaica, we probably have 10. There's like 700 stylists, and when you're able to even pick up her shoes and to be in the room with a Solange or even a Travis, that's so major.
Hopefully, she will be in a room with some of Jamaica's finest entertainers.
I love Lila Ike. When I love her, she could be sexy and she could be tomboy and she could just be whatever. I love coffee. I want to turn coffee in my little, I don't know, I just see I have brilliant ideas for her. She's just in her little vibe. Those two are like my favorite right now.
Sashon just launched her DBS collection.
My line is fun, it is reversible, doable, you can take it off, put it on. So it's not just, you know, the stuff, everything is handmade. So if you wear this, like a piece like this 2 times and you're tired of it, you're able to, if you have the time and not bored, pull it off and wear it another way. So that's kind of, you know, I mean, it was what I had to do in Jamaica, you know, ball on a budget.
Her next move is to secure her very own A-list client.
But that's the main thing, to get an A-lister, and I want to go in more into my fashion and, you know, deeper. I also want to do a lot of work here in Jamaica because this is my place. And with all the knowledge I have now, I feel like I can do so much.